Welcome to a brand new AllFreeKnitting.com knitting tutorial. This is Alice and I'm going to be showing you how to add a different colored yarn to a pattern. You will be using this technique for whenever you need to add a new color to a pattern. So as you see, I've already knitted on about 6 rows of just knitting and purling each way, so that way you have the knit in the front. So first thing to make sure is that you give yourself enough room with your original color. And alright, so here you see I have a dark blue contrast to go against the light blue. And when you're going to add on this new color, simply put your needle in as if you would do a regular knit stitch and loop the color, the new yarn around it, and pull it through as you would pull through a knit stitch. After pulling the stitch off the left needle, take the original knit color of the yarn and wrap it around both the tail and the tail of the new color and the yarn that's being pulled from the ball. And for your next 3 stitches, to make sure that the new yarn is securely added in place, knit both the tail and the yarn to the ball in. So you're going to be placing 2 stitches, technically 2 stitches on with these 3 yarns, but when you go back and purl over them, it would be as if you're not knitting 2 separate stitches. And I'll show you how to do that later on. So as you can see, I'm just knitting regular for these 3 stitches, and then when you go to your 5th stitch, you just knit with 1 strand of the yarn instead of the 2 with the tail. And after the stitch, you can either cut off the end or using a tapestry needle, sew that extra tail into the yarn piece. Now you see that I've knitted on a full row, and I'm showing you the back so that you can see how the new color has been added on, and that you'll add it on and you see the bumps that are created, so you'll know when you're working on the wrong side that you're going to be purling. But as you notice, I knitted on. When you're adding color, you want to make sure that you're adding the color when you're doing a knit stitch, because it'll just go on a lot smoother, as you see the bumps that are shown in the back when I'm working with the purl stitch. And with this, you're going to go purling back, or whatever your pattern calls for, as you regularly would. And as you see, I've now gotten to the 3 stitches that I knitted on with the 2 strands. And as I said before, you would just purl as you regularly would with this type of stitching, and so that you don't knit each of the individual. You're not going to be adding stitches or increasing your number of stitches on this. So I'm going to show you now how you would go back to your original color, and you're going to do it the same way you would do it when you knitted on the new color. When you're going back and using the knit stitch, and as you see, if you had cut off the original color, you would then add from a new ball and then do the same thing again, where you would have knit the tail end of the new ball color for the 3 stitches. But I didn't do that because I wanted to save time and show you if you weren't doing as much. But typically you would just cut off the old color once you were done. But here I've done a full row and shown you how when you're adding a new color, it's going to be a lot easier if you knit on when you're adding the new color when you're knitting on, because if you look in the back, it's a little bit messy looking. But this is a really simple and easy technique to do, and it'll be a great way to add new color. But thank you so much for joining me today for this new knitting tutorial. If you'd like to see more knitting tutorials, feel free to go to www.allfreeknitting.com. And this is a new tutorial, and thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great day. Bye.